Hey guys, welcome to the Lime Slush podcast, or the Lim3Light podcast. I'm your host, Lime Slush. I am so sorry. I have been through some shit today, but I'm very happy to be here to be recording this podcast with the amazing Hexie The Witch.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So before the podcast, I was actually talking to Hexie. The store I was working at had this like gnarly gas leak, and we were like huffing that shit in for like 2.5 hours or more. So I feel like a little bit goofy from it. It's like a mixture of exhaustion, but just also breathing in that shit. So you're gonna hear me being a very goofy bunny throughout this whole podcast. So get ready for all that.
Oh, boy.
Someone's like, "Oh no, Lime just got high as fuck before this podcast." I'm like, I fucking wish.
I feel so honored to be with the silly side right now of flying.
Actually, that is a good question. Are you 420 at all?
420?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck
Hell
yes.
Hell yeah.
God, I actually have a dispensary opening up near me soon because in my state it just got legal not too long ago, and I'm like, oh my god, when it opens, I like want to be one of the first people there because it's like right near me. I'm like, yes, finally. Like
Nice.
Short ass distance.
Yeah, there's also some companies that will actually deliver your goods.
No shit.
For real, that is real. Some companies will do that. You just need to look into their not Q&A, FAQs and all that, or they'll just offer it on their website, and you can sign up for it. I have been thinking about going for it.
God, we're gonna have a race today. I'm gonna order Papa John's, and then I'm gonna order my weed, and we'll see which one gets here first, the munchies or the weed. Make them race each other. Bro, weed man, if it wasn't here in 30 minutes, it's legally free.
Oh damn, imagine. God. Oh no, my address is actually this. My bad.
I live in space, dog.
My zip code is 000 and 0. Oh yes, the very first zip code. I live in space.
That makes me wonder, is there really like a 0001 somewhere? Do you really think it exists?
It could. It could exist. I mean, I stole that quote from oh goodness, why do I have to forget? It's a squirrel, like this one squirrel on YouTube that's been around for years. It's like I forgot the name of the squirrel. I'm so mad. Oh, Foamy the squirrel.
Yeah. Oh, I love Foamy.
Yeah, that's actually one of the quotes from the old videos.
Oh my god, and I actually found it. It's in Alaska. Dillingham, Alaska. Their zip code is literally 0001.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I didn't really think about that, like how zip codes are like made with like different or like based off like when they were claimed.
Me either. I didn't know that at all.
It's like
I'm learning.
I guess it's like the shit you never think of, you know what I mean? It's like who sat in the room and decided to make the McRib.
No,
like,
I know, right?
All right, guys. So we're going to take pork, put barbecue sauce on it, and send it to McDonald's. But like when we eat it, we're just like, oh, it's food. Yeah, it's barbecue sauce. Yeah, it is food.
Much.
It's kind of like, well, it's like the same thing too. Like how like artists are, when they watch a cartoon, you'll kind of want to know who the background artist is, or you want to know who made this animation, who made this part, who made this part. But most people are like, oh, it's a cartoon. Who gives a shit? Like,
yeah.
I don't care who made it. I just want to watch it. And me, I'm always like, I've been more fascinated with actors and voice actors, so I'm always wanting to know who plays what part, like voice wise.
Yeah.
Like, are you ever like that though when you watch cartoons? Does that ever like pique your interest at all?
It does. Yeah, it does. I get those moments sometimes. I really do. Yeah. Because there'd be some really nice animation and art on there on like a certain show, certain like series and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, I was like, I actually want to know who does this. What is the name of this beautiful person with the beautiful drawings and everything? And you know, I do get like that, but then I don't really look into it. I just get like that.
It's just, I mean, you got to think of it too. Like, you're very proud of that work. So, like, somebody will be like, "Oh yeah, I was the background drawer for Ed and Nettie for X amount of years." You know what I mean? Like, that is such a good part on your resume and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you go up to somebody that's like, "Oh my God, you're an Ed and Nettie. What'd you do?" It's like, drew the background. They'll probably be like, "Oh, like, yeah, shoulder shrug."
Yeah, come on, man. Artists deserve a lot more respect, even if they are just background artists. Like, it's still a lot of
Mhm.
freaking work.
But like, the credits go so fast in shows, though, you can't tell, or with the proper
Unfortunately,
credit. Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, you can't really tell. It's really like I understand nobody wants to sit down and watch the credits. Not a lot of people, but
Uh-huh.
a lot of people worked hard on it, and at least show some kind of appreciation.
I feel like that was how it was with oh my God, what was it? Movies. Like regular movies, the credits go pretty slow. But like
Mhm.
if you watch a cartoon on TV, it just is like it's like really quick.
Yeah.
Like you'll never see a cartoon in like a 30-minute cartoon and there'll be like 2 minutes of credits, like ever. That'll never happen. Like was it when I watched the SpongeBob DVDs? Like their credits were always at the end, so you had to watch like the 5-6 episodes that was on those like little DVDs or whatever you find at Walmart.
Yeah.
And at the end, it would have like all the credits for every single episode. So you'd be listening to the same credit song like 5 times.
Yeah, I never watched any like I never had any DVDs of SpongeBob. Like I would only just watch it on TV, and then even when they would play the credits, they would always just like they would always split the credits in half and then have one side showing like little trailers of Last Airbender, things like that, and you wouldn't even hear the music from the credit scene because I actually really love the little ukulele, uh,
Ding, ding,
the
ding,
li
ding, ding.
doot, 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 doot. No, I'm like, "Oh my god," I was just I love that ending so much.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Was there actually a show? Actually, was there like a show growing up that influenced your avatar for VTubing and stuff? That's actually something I'm curious about.
Yes. Actually, there is a couple of inspirations for her.
Mhm.
It all started with the first spooky woman that I could that I know of.
My mom.
Oh, that was
No, go
well.
ahead.
Well, back in I believe the 1940s, around 1930s or 40s, there was a hostess, a TV hostess.
Mhm,
Her name was Vampira,
mhm,
and she wore so like the Morticia dress. She's like technically the original Elvira and Morticia. She had like the same dress going on, slightly different, and she had like this beautiful long beautiful wavy black hair, and then she would have like her structure, her face structure looked
mhm.
very animated, but that was actually her face. She had like these beautiful flawless cheekbones going on, nice curvy lips and everything. Like it was beautiful. She was beautiful. Like I loved her.
Ooh.
And then yeah, so that's one. The other is of course the original Morticia Adams. From the 1950s TV series, The Addams Family, and from after her would be Elvira, of course.
Oh my God, Elvira.
I think out of all of them, I am a little more closer to Elvira because a lot of like when people would meet me, they're like, I could totally see you wearing like Elvira's stuff, and because you and her have like the same personality and the same humor.
Mhm.
And so yeah, like I adore all the spooky women representation. And
Spooky women unite.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
It's so funny, like for Lime, everyone thinks like I looked at like Zootopia or like Bugs Bunny. I was like, ah, that's gonna be my character, and I was like, nah, Lime's just a bunny because I like bunnies. I was just like,
It can
the only
be, yeah.
the only thing I would say maybe was kind of influential is when I'm not a loppy. were my crooked ears, and that was just from Sonic, because I like in Sonic
Mhm.
when they used to have some of the characters would have like crooked ears, or like you could make a character in Forces with like a crooked ear, and I thought, oh, that's kind of cool to help stand yourself out a little bit. And then I saw
Yeah.
like more VTubers that had not even just like actual bunnies, but they'd be wearing a bunny outfit and they would have the crooked ear, and I'm like, okay, so now I'm not unique anymore. Everyone's doing crooked ears now. Shit. My
Yeah.
creativity is gone.
Yeah, but
Uh,
that's mainly the looks based off of my model and everything. Those women inspired me. They were always like they represented the weird women
mhm,
that I like to call it. And me being the black sheep, I definitely always looked up to them. And then I love, as for like the witch thing, I always, growing up in a religious household,
mhm,
I was never allowed to love anything of spooky. I was not allowed to, especially witches. Watching Hocus Pocus for the first time, I really loved it, and I started getting looking for more witchy type of like movies and things like that. And then there was another movie that I really liked a lot, which was uh it starred it starred these two girls, and I can't believe, I hate the fact that I can't remember. This is what's funny, is that this is the second time I forget the name, because when we did the last interview, I forgot the name too. I was like,
oh,
hold on.
okay.
Yeah. Practical Magic. Okay, that Hocus Pocus and Practical Magic are both like my favorite witch movies. They're really good, and I would say like they're both a little close to like what I go for,
Mhm,
and that is why I made myself into a witch, because I could, growing up, like like I said, I never was allowed to like Halloween or any type of witch stuff, because it was witchcraft and all that. Now, I appreciate, I appreciate a lot of witches, even the ones that are like actually real life existence. They're not like that, like the movies, and I know that, but
uh-huh.
I have a lot of respect for them and their beliefs and everything. So me being a Christian, I don't care what they practice, and as long as you are a good person, that's all that matters.
That's how I feel, because it's just like I've noticed that with a lot of VTubers, like that's kind of their big thing.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like stuff they never really got to do, or stuff that they didn't get to have interest in until
Mhm.
they got older, either because they didn't figure that out, or it was something where they got kind of curious. Like there's a lot of VTubers I know that have been like, "Oh, I made this character because my parents won't let me do this," or "I found this out later in life, and so now this is like my personality," And I always find that kind of fascinating, like where people can kind of find themselves later in life or through art, probably more than anything.
Really? Yeah.
Hmm.
I That is definitely the thing. I feel like now that I'm like, of course, an adult, as I grew up and grew more, I was allowed to have a lot more freedom, and then I started exploring, and then you know I it, I so the moment, like, even though like I didn't really plan to become a VTuber, it was all like a surprise for me. Um I I sat down and I was like, okay, what would I look like if I was a VTuber? What would I
Hmm.
be? Who would I be? Who would I betray? Um I was like, all right, you know what? I could be a vampire, but like I feel like that is pretty much been done a lot.
Hmm.
And not no don't no disrespect to other vampires,
Oh my
you could.
god, I know so many vampires. It's me. I'm just kidding.
Oh, just like, yeah, you guys do, you do you, honey boo boo,
I
okay?
mean, there's a thousand. There's like, since I've been VTubing, like this is like early VTubing before it got popular and more people started popping up. There weren't a lot of
Mhm.
bunnies. There were not a lot of actual bunnies,
Yeah.
like furry base wise. They were like, there were people dressing up like bunnies or having the bunny theme, but they were not like full fledged furry rabbits. So
Yeah. No, I
I fully
understand.
understand that. Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, now we're everywhere. Now they've taken over. Which is fine. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's more on brand for bunnies more than anything. That's why I tell people, like, I don't get mad if there's another bunny VTuber. It makes me laugh because I'm like, it makes sense. it's a great joke between bunnies multiplying every day. So, but I do.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. I find interesting how you're a witch, because I mean, there's a handful of witches I've seen, but like you're like one of the only ones that I've really actually see like kind of have the theme more than anything. Because I've seen some people say, "Oh, I'm a witch," but they don't have the themes. They're more just kind of gothic or enjoying the darker pastel and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, that's that's everybody's got their own personal taste and
Hmm.
what they want to how they want to present themselves.
Yeah.
Me, like I said, I took a lot of inspiration from the Hocus Pocus, the Sanderson sisters, and Practical Magic. Um, the I from like a lot from the Sanderson sisters, because of how quirky and funny they are, and them, brewing potions, being a typical witch, to where Practical Magic focuses on the real, quote unquote, realistic witches thing going on. When not like they do brew, but they don't use like actual potion bottles or anything like that. They just brew in a pot and
Hmm.
say like the words and do their own magic type of way, and more like a normal day of a witch, basically, type of lifestyle, like a modern day witch. And so yeah, I have like those are mainly like two that I have always focused on a lot. um
Hmm.
but I wanted to be traditional
Hmm.
and then show my gothic aesthetics with it. Me, being an elder goth, I do know that like goths are just another person. Some of them are witches, some of them are Christians, some of them are atheists. Some of
Hmm.
them can be they're anything. There could be anything. They're a person. But I just wanted to be myself, put myself in there, and not just as Hexie, but put also like my personality in there with my interests and passions. And so that way, yes, I am Hexie, but I am also me. I don't have to, you know, betray as being another person, really. I am being myself at the same time, and I am enjoying everybody's company, just by being me, pretty much.
Mm. And so that's that's actually really cool though. I really do respect that. Where it's just kind of you just kind of wanted to just kind of be yourself with all this. You know what I mean? You're not
Yeah.
really playing like you don't feel like Hexie's too much of a character, do you? Do you feel like Hexie's just kind of just you, but like
Yeah.
yeah, it's just kind of you, but just with an avatar.
Yep.
I do too. That's kind of how I feel like Lime is. Like I have some characteristics that aren't me IRL, but like I feel like you can just feel way more creative just with an avatar because you can have more fun and more art with it. Because it's like, oh, it's just myself, but here's a cartoon form, so I could put the VTuber tag on my channel.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that thing gets so abused too. The poor VTuber tag on Twitch. There's so many
It
big streamers that
does.
still do that shit, where they're like it's like 80,000 views and they're not even a VTuber. I'm like, stop abusing the tags.
Yep, I seen that going around. I'm like, oh my goodness, like you guys are really, really messed up. How
The one
dare
that
you?
the one that happens a lot though is the furry one too. The furry one gets misused a lot, but you can't tell though because someone could have the personality of it, and they
Hmm.
just, you know what I mean? Like, oh, they have the personality of it, but their stream's not themed around it. It's like
Hmm.
one of those things. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of hate when people misuse tags, but that's just something that I know and that will be fixed. Like you're always gonna still see like people. It's like, oh, I have 80,000 views, but it's and then they're not even a VTuber. It's like, okay, whatever, dude. I have actually, I have actually been tempted so many times too. The ones that misuse it to go into their chat and just be like, "Oh my god, I love your avatar, man. Who made that for you? Who'd you commission for that avatar?" But it's just like their face cam. I just like all I do is just get banned, or they wouldn't respond to it.
Oh
I did it a
yeah.
couple times where I put that in there and they just didn't respond. I'm like, yeah, they're probably not even reading chat.
Most
Like
probably not. I mean, if
most
they
of them
like,
don't.
yeah,
Sorry.
I know. No, I believe you. Like there are people that do that. I have actually stepped into a couple of YouTube, not YouTubers, streamers, regular streamers that actually abuse They have the VTuber tag and then the furry tag. They will use almost anything just to try to get more traction on their streams, even though they have a lot, and I'm like, what the heck, man? How much more do you want? Like, listen, if you have this many people in your stream, you are so freaking greedy, and you're also really fucking heartless because there are a lot of underrated VTubers out there that really deserve a lot more light, to be honest. And it's a shame that Twitch allows people like this to abuse the tags, and they allow a lot of, I'm not saying any names or anything. I don't even know anybody in that place, but the bikini ones, the girls that wear the really skimpy bikinis and ride on like blow up swim accessories and all that, and go in they're like chilling, and they're doing that, and then they're chilling in a pool, like a kiddie pool, and I'm like, okay, but when VTubers wear something a little like sexy, we get freaking banned, and all that. I'm like, that is so unfair. We're freaking animated. That's real life. What the heck? What is that?
I mean, even people suggested too, where they're like, "Oh, you know that you could just, just do this for Twitch, like do a Twitch after dark and da da da." And I'm like, the thing is though, then they have to start paying like fees and stuff like that to like keep those up though, like because I think it was OnlyFans ran into the issue where they couldn't pay the fees and stuff that comes with being like a not safe for work website. And they're just like, oh, we're gonna go no NSFW, da 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 da, and it almost destroyed their website because it's like people like, how else are you gonna host this stuff?
I mean, look, Pornhub exists for a reason.
I know. I'm just here on Twitch to get my my rock.
Oh yeah, why should I go into Pornhub when I can go into Twitch and watch a girl in a bikini riding a freaking plushie
or riding a jerkmate?
Yeah.
I love that. You could actually find like the little like the P-Hub theme song, or just like that little thing of it going, "Have you heard of Jerkmate?" And you could just play that very loudly. I want to do that to somebody one day, like have like hey dude, watch this funny video, and like watch them open it up on their phone and make it very quiet so they have to turn their volume up, and then just blast that. Oh my god. Like, I know what you're talking about too. I have so I do these things called Twitch nights, where if I talk to somebody like one-on-one, I'll literally just be like, hey, let's just watch random shit on Twitch. Like, I mean, look at the name of this and just the thumbnail. Like, I sent it to you on Discord.
And oh my god.
Like, I do this all the time where I find weird shit like this, because like when you go on Twitch at like 2 a.m., it's a lawless wasteland of just random crazy things. And like, think about this one. This is in the middle of the day. Like, a kid could literally just pop onto the website and find this.
It baffles me so much that Twitch lets them get away with it. Really, it's because let's be real here. Because Twitch makes some money off of them. That's why they don't ban them. No. They're not.
They're really, really not going to. Like,
they bully VTubers quite often though, and it really shows that the favoritism, honestly.
I could put money down right now that somebody could make a YouTube account and easily bought the shit out of it, and they could have 10K viewers with like 1 to 2 videos in no time. Easily.
Yeah. Like, it's fucking sad.
It is. That's why I've told people, I'm like, never to really give up or quit, because you're like, oh, the botters are winning or the bots are making the most money. I'm like, it depends on your journey. If you're in it for the money, then that's up to you if you really want to go in that route. But if you're just having fun with it and just making people happy, who cares? Like,
to be honest,
I'm
sorry.
No,
go
you're
ahead.
good. No, you're good.
I can't, like, say I did use like go for bots and all that, and because I wanted to grow faster, I think I if I did, I would be so freaking miserable at the same time
Mhm.
because I love interacting with people that come and watch me. I love it so much because I feel like I am definitely entertaining and I'm welcoming, and you got and everybody's comfortable to kick back and hang out with me and watch me like draw art, do some gaming. Um, that makes me happy and that's what keeps me going, to be honest. I cannot I cannot even imagine having a lot of bots in my streams and just them saying what bots say pretty much. I think I would
Yeah.
actually start crying because I'm like, wow, this is really I'm so miserable right now.
I mean, the ones that do it too, you can just tell they're not having fun because they're just
Yeah,
like mumbling to themselves or like just playing a game. And it's like, it'd be like you just be like, all right, I want to play some Valorant. But instead of talking to chat or doing anything, you're just playing Valorant and and just your bots are watching you and you're just trying to get that Twitch revenue.
yeah,
Like,
that's pretty upsetting.
I mean, someone's like, I have so many followers on Twitch, and I'm like, yeah, if you're all bots and stuff, it's like, yeah, they don't really follow you. You're just making yourself feel good. Like, no one's gonna come up to you and be like, oh my god, you're that guy that plays Valorant and doesn't talk to his chat. How you doing, bud? I love watching your content. You're the guy that does nothing of interest. What's going on, bud? Uh, That's why I've always told people. It's like, you know, as long as you're just trying your best, I understand. Like I've seen some people literally stream for like half an hour and play on their phone and they don't do anything. It's like,
Oh
did you really
god.
want to stream today? Like you can just tell some people they're just in it for the money. They're like hoping they get that big donation or they get that one big channel just to say, to get them famous. It's like you got to work for it. You got to have somebody who's going to want to come in for your content. Even if someone's like, "Oh, I'm boring. I wouldn't be a good content creator." The point is though, even if you think you're boring or you're not going to be interesting, trying it at least at first is worth it. To at least see if you have the shot or if it's really something interesting you to go for it. Like for me, like I when I first streamed, I had nobody talking to me. No one came into my chat, but at least I was
Mhm.
still talking and having fun with it. You know what I mean?
Oh
I was always
yeah.
pretending people were there, and that's the best thing to do is just even always pretend like you have like 10 people watching you or like 20 people. It makes you feel better, and then it's just like you always you have someone to talk to, even if you're just talking to the Twitch view bot that spies on you,
Yeah.
at least
Yeah.
keep it entertained.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm always chatting. I'm always being so chatty chat and talking about random things. But what's funny is that whenever I start talking about food, oh, here comes people. Like people start coming up and they're like, "Oh, I love this. I love that."
That's what I did with Taco Bell. I had this running gag. Every time I was talked about Taco Bell, people started flooding in or started to say hi. I'm like, God, do I just have to start talking about Taco Bell and people start wanting to talk? God, it's like, hey guys, so today we're going to be working on this very big puzzle. It's going to take a few hours. Like nobody shows up, like 0 views. So
Mm.
I got some Taco Bell today. 50 viewers show up. Uh, I love it. I absolutely love it. But you
Yeah.
know what else I love?
What?
These ad reads coming up.
Hey.
Hey, we'll be right back. This podcast was brought to you by Freshen Up Hydration. Freshen Up Hydration is a energy drink and hydration formula service that gives you plenty of energy without the crash and the chalky taste, and hydration to help you get all your electrolytes back into your system. I was happy enough to try out their War Cherry and Lemonade recently, and let me tell you that both of them tasted delicious, and the new War Cherry honestly is probably one of the best energy drinks I've had in a long time. So try Freshen Up Hydration and use code LIMESLUSH, that's LIM3 slush, and it is worth every single cent. This portion of the broadcast was brought to you by GreasyGamer.com or GG.tv, a wonderful little website that is better than Twitter because there's not as much drama, and in general you can meet other content creators. So basically, GG.tv, it's like Twitter without the bullshit. And we're back. Ooh, so those are some delicious ad reads. Those are my favorite. Yum, 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 yum. Please check out those products and help out the podcast.
Please do. If you don't, I'll cast a spell on you.
What spells do you know?
Well, I know, the traditional spells, which is turning people into frogs. I could turn myself. I could basically. When I brew, there's like a special potion that I can make where I can turn into like into someone else, well, or something else. So like, say I want to turn myself into a chair, I will.
you turn into. I thought you were gonna be like turn into me. It's like I'm gonna turn into lime. You drink it, turn into me. Opens the front of the pants and just be like, God, I knew it was small. Fucking knew it.
I could turn into pretty much anybody, basically.
I feel like that would be me, though. I'd be so irresponsible with it. It's like someone pisses me off, I just turn into them and make them lose their job.
Yeah, but look, I am a responsible witch, okay? I go out and I buy a freaking Happy Meal because I am a responsible witch.
I am a responsible witch.
Yeah. If I want my chicky nuggies in a cute little box, I want it and I'll get it with a toy. If somebody could just draw that, just draw me holding, like literally holding a Happy Meal, like very, very, like just holding a Happy Meal, very achieved. Okay, that'd be great.
You need to draw it like the Legend of Zelda one, where it's just like da 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 da. You have gained one Happy Meal.
But wait, isn't that the fanfare from Final Fantasy?
Look, I've been huffing gas since the beginning of this podcast. I'm pretty sure I don't know what I'm talking about at this point.
All right, fair.
Oh my god. Oh, I was like even talking to her when I was there my ad break. I'm like, this shit has just made me so giggly and loopy. I was like,
yeah.
I'm not canceling today. I want to talk while I'm giggly like this. So fun.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna look at this and just be like, oh my god, why did I do it this? Why did I do it here? But I'll be so happy with it though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, now I was like Final Fantasy theme, even though I was thinking of da 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 da. That's Zelda.
Yeah, that's Zelda.
Even though, fuck that. It's Legend of Link. Fight me on that. That dude did way more than Zelda, at least in my opinion. I think
you're right. You're right. Honestly.
I know, why is it not The Legend of Link? It's about his story. It's like saying it's like those guys that dedicate a song to a girl. It's just like, and this one is for my girl in the audience. And then it's like, bro, you wrote the song. It's your song. She didn't do anything. It's like, no, man, you wrote that song. It's like, you two break up. It's going to be hard to want to play or listen to that song. Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
I know some people that do that, though. They'll be like, like I do this all the time and I don't really have regrets. There's nothing yet to date where I've been like, I can't watch something or I can't listen to something because it reminds me of this person. Because I never wanted that to happen. But I hate the people that are like, I can't enjoy this show or song anymore because it makes me think of this person. And I'm like, why would you do that to yourself? Why would you ruin something that you enjoy over, something tiny like that?
Yeah.
But to go backwards a little bit though. So being a witch though, do you do tarot cards or is that something completely different?
Tarot cards, I am learning little by little. I have not found my deck though. I know that when you go into a spiritual store or something like that, you have to find the cards that basically you connect with. I have not found them. I have not. But there's like it's a special thing where you need to feel, and I have not found that yet. But I'm still searching.
They like slide like a $200 stack of cards. This one is calling your name. It's like, but there's these nice ones for $20, but this $200 one's calling your name. It's going towards you. No, I feel you though. That's how it is with like really anything. Like that's how I am even like with guitars because I play bass. Like there's been a lot of times where I've bought or gotten a bass and like I don't really connect with it or I don't like it or I sell it kind of fast. And then there's just some like I get one and I'm like I keep it with me for years because I'm like I have such a bond with it for some reason. So I fully get it though.
Yeah, if you're gonna do something, if you're gonna practice, I say, show respect for the practice. And
oh yeah.
And yeah, definitely that's the way to go.
I know I do feel like some way witchcraft can be real though if you do like the more like hardcore shit. Because I have read those stories and articles where like people are like if they hate someone they put a spell on them or they put some kind of curse on them and then like the next day something and they have like the worst day of their life or they get hurt really bad.
I can say for sure that it does exist. It is real, but not the way that TV and like cartoons, not the way that they show. It's just it's just depending on the person, depending on their heart and what they're trying to do. The thing is though is that if you're doing it to harm people, it's all going to come back to you, and that is a guarantee that it's going to be coming back to you, which is why I always say, hey, if you're going to be doing the practice, do not do it for the wrong. Do it to help people, not hurt people, because it's going to come back to you 10 times worse, and you do not want that. You can also release something that is not supposed to be released, and you got to be careful with that, because there's a lot of people just go in blindly thinking that if I'm finally going to get my revenge, I'm like, no, that's not how it works. Is that you get your revenge, but you're also going to it's also going to come back to you. Just don't hurt people. You gotta be good. You have to be good. You gotta help people. You know what? If somebody did you wrong, just let nature take its course, and karma will come back. And that's it. That's all you could really do.
Was there so there's really is laws and rules in witchcraft?
Oh yeah, there's definitely laws and rules.
Yeah, it doesn't show that on TV though. I feel like that feels like such a disgrace if you think about it though. I mean, it does feel. I mean, like, because then you're not getting the full story. I feel like because it's like, like and like rabbits. They're like people like, oh, rabbits are cute. They're all nice. I'm like, no, there's some rabbits that will fucking kill you. There's some rabbits that are very vicious and very, very disgusting. Like you would not want to get near them. Like not like even like rabbits out in the open, they are literally trained to defend themselves. So they are more than happy to come up, bite you, or take your finger and leave.
Pretty much. Everything has a dark element to it, and they're not going to show things like the realistic side of that because they're all focused mainly on wanting to pull people in with these extreme turns and events that is a very stereotype type of thing, which I understand. It is pretty entertaining, but yeah, I can't really think of any shows that actually show the realistic side of
being a witch.
Being a witch, yeah.
Because it's such a cartoony concept, and I'm not being disrespectful by saying that. To like,
oh, you're right. Yeah. It is.
It's just I feel bad, like, because I mean, I would watch a show that was more realistic like that. Like even watching, what was it? Like watching King of the Hill, they did have like a mild like seriousness of like how a satanic cult works, and then at the end they just made it silly and stupid to so it wasn't as scary for people. So I'm like, They could have really showed like how being in a bad crowd can really be, but they decided to not go through with it and make them silly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes a serious tone would be kind of nicer in shows like that. Like, I would like to see a witch dealing with like actual like witch and study problems and shit like that. That would be kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, it would be definitely be pretty fun, to watch that. But I don't know. Then at the end of the day, it's up to Hollywood and up to the people from these companies that are like, hey, why don't we go and talk to a professional?
What are some goals? I'm going to be asking this to people in this early month recording these podcasts. What is your goal for this year? What is kind of the thing, like, you will listen back to this podcast in December or like early January of next year? What is the kind of the thing you may want to listen to? Like, oh, hey, past me, future me, this is what has happened since the past. You know what I mean?
So like my achievements that I'm hoping to had to get, basically.
Yes.
Well, let's see. I would love to. I hope by then I would make more friends. Honestly, I would love to make more friends by then. I would love to grow, of course, and I would love to. By then, I definitely would just want to make a lot of people happy as much as I can. I want to make people happy just by being there for them and talking to them, cheering them up as the best that I can. I may be just one person, and there's not a lot that I can do, but I am a great listener. And that, and then just have it to where, hey, they come to my channel, and I'm the type of person to be like, all right, you know what, sit down, grab a beer, grab a drink, and we're all just gonna chill and just kick back and talk. So that definitely is something I would love. And then maybe by then I would have my model. I would love to officially get my model.
Like 3D or?
Yeah, 3D, if possible. 2D or 3D, if one of them, it could be fine.
I do the same way. Like, I have talked about for the past 2 years about 3D Lime, and I'm like, that would be a nice goal for myself to go not perma 3D, but to have it exist, though, to have some kind of 3D model this year, because Lime has been known to be a 2D cartoon character for the longest time. And so now I'm like, I kind of am a little curious. What would the 3D bunny look like?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I do have 2 people of interest that I would like for them to create me that way. It's just, the funds and everything. It all depends on how much I can get and how much I can put in, pretty much. And then when the commissions are open, so you got to wait. It's just a patient thing, really. My 1 year is going to be coming up pretty soon, though.
Ooh.
Yeah. My 1 year in March.
Are you gonna do like a big special for that?
Yes, I am.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I may not, of course, I won't be having my model right then and there. I mean, it would have been perfect, to have the model ready and do that for my 1 year. But like I said, patience, pretty much, you have to have. And I'm probably, I don't know, I got to see what I'm going to work with. I got to see what I'm going to do. Maybe because I definitely would love to have people join me, just come in and join me and play games with me, or just kick back with me and talk, and do a lot of do some special things, and just have a lot of fun with it, pretty much.
Absolutely. I mean, originally, like when I started this year, I kind of did the casual, like, oh, I would love to be I want to be a partner this year, or I'd like to go for the partner push, and da da da. And I'm like, I keep thinking I want that, but at the same time, like, I don't know if I'm ready for that shit though. Because then, what if I got to partnership and then I wasn't ready? You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't ready for that big push.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's only good to do a partner push if you're at like 65 or 70.
Yeah,
And then,
like
you know,
it's a like it's a patient thing. To me, um I a partner push if I don't know if I would wanna do partner pushes. I would be like, "Alright, can I just do it naturally?" Because I feel like at that point, I don't wanna push. I
mhm.
want to do things naturally, you know? I mean, who knows? Maybe I might change my mind in the future. I don't think I will though, but
it, it,
I'm
it it's
I
so
wanna
it's such a thing. I know what you're
yeah.
talking about though, because it is it is. It's something like that has kind of been put in our brains now where we should be like, oh, we should partner push. You should partner push, and then you'll get partnership. It's like I feel like you should just like play, and then it's like if you hit 80 a stream, and then you get the partnership opportunity. Play it so cool, and then Twitch is like, yeah, they didn't push for it or do too much. They're just like, oh, they're 80. Let's give it to them for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely would I would love for it to happen naturally, like, to a
Hmm.
point if I ever did get at least 80 plus people to watch me every day now, then I would be like, "Okay, let's try it out. Let's try this out." And yeah, I definitely would like to have it naturally done. I know it's kinda hard to do that, but
Hmm.
I believe that there are people that have done it without having to push, and,
Oh, plenty of them. There's like people who are like out of nowhere. They were like, I got a random opportunity for partnership question mark. Like they just randomly will get it. And and they're just like, oh, screw it, I'll go for it. Why not? Because like, it just depends on the person and the content. Like I've seen people who literally have like less than 500 people who watch them on Twitter and like no YouTube channel, and then just randomly they get partnership because they just are enjoyable or they got to that level barely. But you know what I mean? Because like even then, if I got it to it barely and I got the partnership, like hey, as long as I could have it for a year, go to TwitchCon, get the Twitch swag, and then lose it the next year, I'd be like, whatever. At least I did it once. I had it for a
yeah,
short period.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's all I want it for is just kind of bragging rights, like, hey, I did it. There's so many people that's such like the whole world to them is they get that check mark. And I'm like, it doesn't mean you can quit your day job when you get it though. Like that's kind of the big misconception. They're like, oh, I'm Twitch partner. I can fully do Twitch and I can live on Twitch now. I'm like, no. No, that is not how that works.
Mm,
Twitch is
yeah.
not going to hand you a $2,000 a month to stream on their platform. We're sorry.
No, they're not gonna give you $2,000. You have to earn that yourself, like, earn it,
Mhm.
like, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, you're gonna that just means, yeah, you're gonna be able to you're gonna have to stream a lot longer. You are gonna have to do now you're actually gonna have to work 8 hours, the full 8 hours if you wanna get a full paycheck pretty much.
Exactly. And I've
'Cause
always told that to people.
yeah,
No,
a
you're
lot
good.
of
Go
people
ahead.
a lot of people tend to do that, and they don't think about what it's gonna be like. It's gonna be yeah, they're gonna be home working pretty much, and they're gonna play games for the living pretty much from then on. But the thing is that, uh, are you able to stream for the full 8 hours? Are you able to put in that much time of your life now, you know? Because I mean, yeah, you have some freedom. But at the same time, you're sitting down in front of a PC for 8 hours, so technically you're still working and you're doing work and you can't and if your, rent is high or if you have to make a house payment or something, yeah, you're gonna have to do the grind. You're gonna have to work almost every day if that's gonna be the case.
I mean, I can barely stream like 2.5 hours at times. So the idea for me to stream like 8 hours and not make it a BFD is like is actually pretty huge.
I can go up to at least 4 hours. I
Mhm.
stream I think that's a fair trade, for 4 hours, honestly, but if I was given the opportunity to do this with like an 8 hour, if I grew more on with the people, viewers and all that, I would definitely go, add an hour, add an hour every big growth I go through, I would add an hour to it. But 8 hours, okay, if I'm gonna do 8 hours, then that means I would have to change my schedule because I don't want to do this almost from Monday through Thursday for 8 hours every, if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna have to start doing it on certain days, not my old schedule anymore. Pretty much, because
Exactly.
I would tire myself out and I would be just drained pretty much.
I feel like that's my next goal when I do get into streaming, just to stream and not stress about time. You know what I mean? Because I do that a lot where I
Yeah.
watch the clock and I'll be like, okay, I did my 3 hours by. Like, I need to like work on it to where I could stream and be like, hey, what time is it? Oh, it's been 5 hours. Oh, damn. When did that happen? You know what I mean? Like, I like that feeling way more because it's like, oh my God, I've been having
Mhm.
so much fun. I didn't even look at the clock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like
I
that's my goal for this year. I want to stream longer. I want to stream more days or at least hit my 3 days a week and then stream for longer, 4 or 5. Like, get that endurance going.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's what I say, like, start off slow, start
Hmm.
off and then push yourself a little bit to last another hour, and then,
Hmm.
you'll get the rhythm of things the more you do it, to be honest. That's what I did.
It was just kind of something you had to ease into.
Yeah, you gotta ease yourself into the timing and how many hours you wanna put in. Don't like the first day of you start streaming, don't be like, "I'm gonna stream for 5 hours today." Don't do that. You're gonna tire yourself just by saying that, honestly.
I'm gonna
Just
stream for 20 hours for fun.
oh, oh, man. The thing is, like, okay, there are days where the times that I did, like, subathons and donathons, I know they're supposed to last longer.
Uh-huh.
But listen, man, I can only last for about 8, 9 hours to do that. I can't last too long, and I'll destroy myself mentally if I do that to myself, you know?
I exactly know what you're talking about, and I I'm the same way. Like, I think my longest things I've ever done is like 13 hours for like my birthday or just for casual like subathon stuff.
Mhm.
And like I always feel like shit by the 12th, 13th hour. I'm like, how do people do this? But I know now, like, just to like have those little breaks of sleeping. It's like when you do a 24-hour stream, you do like maybe like 8 to 10 of it sleeping. So it's a 12-hour stream or a 14-hour stream, and 10 of it's just you sleeping.
Yeah.
Or at least I feel like 10 hours. Like, at least for me, like if I do a stream like that, I would want like 10 hours because that gives you time to like get a good 6 to 8 hours, get some food, shower, get some stuff done, and then come back to stream. But I don't know. People are different when they do their sleep streams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? When I watched Ludwig, he did that thing where he was in a box in the middle of a convention. And that dude barely slept because he said like having people just stare at you while you sleep is so weird. I'm like, yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah.
uh, oh my gosh. I do though. I do hope this is like your year or like you have like nothing but good stuff this year. Cause you were talking about like possibly doing some IRL stuff and
Yeah.
for like cooking, and I'm very curious about seeing that.
Yeah, I am a person that I love to bake a lot. I
Hmm.
used to love baking actually a lot, when during when it's cold, I would just love to make like different types of pastries or cakes, of course, cookies, anything sweet like that. I'm all for it. However, I would love to do that now, but unfortunately, like I do not have my own kitchen or anything, nor the privacy to do it. But if I could get things ahead of time and then
Hmm.
eventually when I am able to have, my private kitchen and everything, um, I would definitely start doing that, like, just start being like, "Alright, welcome back to my channel. Today we are actually going to be baking a pie or make this, creepy little cupcakes, and all that," and because I wanna make spooky themed things all year round, I like to show a little bit of that dark side on the pastries, and just have a lot of fun with it. Like, cause I don't mind. Like, cause I always wanted to, of course, use a camera like to show my hands and me doing DIY stuff, like decorating a phone case or um decorating my Nintendo Switch, being very crafty because I've always been a very crafty person. I've worked with resin, clay,
Mm-hmm.
And I have like a lot of glitter and rhinestone stuff to decorate and work with, but not enough to do anything really. However, because that was mainly I would only like there was a time where I mainly did a lot of resin stuff because I had my own store to
Mm-hmm.
sell like cute little resin makes. Resin shakers, basically, like I'm not sure if you've ever seen stuff like that, but it's like where you put little things inside of like a plastic cast, and it's like a shape of like a bowl of noodles, and then inside is like little Naruto cakes and all that. You shake it around. Um, it's like a little entertaining thing. The keychains where that you guys can like people can make and sell on Etsy. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I always made a lot of stuff like that. However, um, it was not very successful, but that was mainly on my end due to the fact that I did not know how to advertise myself. And I didn't like I had experience with selling and everything, but I just was not great at advertisement. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I ended up I stopped doing that, but I have been wanting to get back into it so that way I can not just do only my VTuber streams, but also my DIY streams. I would love to do all of that if I had the space for it, but eventually in the future I would definitely will start doing that. I want to do that.
I love that one. Oh my gosh, I would love if just every way you do your stuff, like you always say, "Hey guys, so today it's so for Halloween we're gonna do this," and that's how you start every single video, where it's just a Halloween video every single video, and then like the day of Halloween you have to do like one Christmas cupcake. You're like, "Hey guys, it's our Christmas episode," and so that way you have Halloween, yeah, Christmas on Halloween, and then on Christmas you have like another Halloween. It's like your one prank video a year is on Halloween. You don't release a Halloween themed item. It's just like, nope, Christmas today. Nope, Easter this year.
I mean, well, yeah, I am like I said, I love the macabre life, the spooky life, the goth life,
It's
everything,
a, it's a spooky month.
pretty much.
But no, that's why I found so much interest in your channel when I was first watching it. It was just like, I like the witch theme. I do like your personality. I do like that you kind of try a few different things out, and I think all in all, I do think you really do have a good shot at like building up a bigger audience this year. I do think there's a lot of cool things on the way and stuff like that. But I'm just kind of like, oh, I want to see everything now. Like I just want to see the best for you like right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, darling, I really appreciate that. I really do. Like
Hmm.
I hope to. I really do hope to grow some more, honestly. Like if I could have at least a good amount of people chatting with me in the chat box, and I be able to respond to them while I do like my thing, that makes me very freaking happy. And
Hmm.
getting when somebody comes in, they're like, "Hello," and I get very excited and I get really loud and I'm like, "Hey, hi, oh my god, welcome!"
I love that though. That's cute.
I do that often with every single every single person, and it's just the excitement and the rush that I get of streaming and doing something I love, honestly.
That's so adorable. I love it.
Thank you.
Uh, but hey, this has been a really good podcast. Thank you again for coming on today. It's just been such a blessing to have you on again.
Aw, thank you. Thank you for having me again. I really appreciate it.
I know some people are like, again, did I miss an episode? No, guys, you didn't. This was a second record because some time has passed since we did try our first one, and it was kind of nice to catch back up and
Pretty
kind
much,
of learn
yeah.
about everything. It's been really nice, and I'm not as shy or skittish. Now I'm more giggly, but I'm not as skittish, so that's good.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
You guys can find me on at Hexie The Witch on Twitch. Oh, I like that.
Hexie The Witch on Twitch.
Hexie The Witch on Twitch. Hexie The Witch on Twitter. Pretty much.
I do the same thing though. I'm like, you can find me at Lim3Light. That's LIM3Slush. I say that all the time like that.
Oh yeah.
So, but yes, follow Hexie. Wait, what'd you say? How'd you say it? Hexie.
Hexie The Witch on Twitch.
Hexie the Witch on Twitch. Flava Flav.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, enjoy your day or night. I hope to see you guys again in the very next episode. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye-bye, everybody.